Today I was having one of those days where I didn't feel like I was doing enough. I don't have the strongest collection out there. I'm not producing enough clutches. Even my advertising could definitely use some work. And then naturally, I wander into the comment section on my Instagram. Bad move, I know. But someone is mad at me because I feed frozen thawed to my animals. I will tell you, it does not matter how you feed the animals. The internet will find a way to be mad at you for it. All this to say that by 9 o'clock in the morning, I was convinced that I was a terrible keeper, breeder, and content creator. Now, I think all of us have days like this, right? Whether it's with reptile keeping or parenting or just life in general, we have days where we just feel like we're failing at everything. As a therapist, I'd probably sit down with a client and talk them through this in a session, and we'd probably come to the determination by the end of the session that they're not failing at everything, and instead they're maybe just having a bad day. But we can't be our own therapist, can we? I thought this was all very relevant to bring up because a few weeks back, I held a live over on TikTok with our Breeders Roundtable where we discussed mental health in the reptile hobby. And I'll tell you, it was probably one of the most popular episodes we ever held. Reptile keeping is a hobby that is inherently done alone. So we spend a lot of time by ourselves taking care of our animals. And while a lot of us communicate with each other online, it's likely that our friendships are not close together. Sure, I've got some friends that are absolutely into reptiles, but I have equally as many, if not more, that will not step foot inside my house because of my animals. If we put this in animal keeping terms, humans are a social species, and social isolation, not great for us. Through the course of this live that I held, one of the things that was really brought up was that while people felt isolated, they really wanted to be able to reach out to these online groups, but they also felt like even forming online connections was difficult because of the vast amount of bullying that happens online, specifically in the reptile community. And I think that's very fair. We see people bashing each other, calling names. We do see a lot of insults being thrown around of how people keep their animals. And I don't think that this is really helpful for the animals or the humans. I mean, at the end of the day, like if we're trying to form community and trying to do better by the animals, don't you think that you'd have more success in helping people improve their keeping skills by communicating kindly? I mean, people don't hear you very well if you're screaming at them. I really thought this was important because throughout that entire live, every single person in the comment section was saying that their mental health had suffered at some point throughout the course of them being in this hobby. And I mean, I'm not running statistics here. This isn't an official survey, but y'all, that matters. That's some real shit right there. And it's something that we should be taking into account. And I think it's something that we could do better. Like, we need to be taking care of ourselves as much as we take care of these animals. So here's the big thing for me. I'm looking at, why did we get into this hobby in the first place? If you're anything like me, my guess is that you absolutely fell in love with the animals at some point in your life. Perhaps you were a kid that was out catching garter snakes in the yard, bringing them inside, freaking your parents out, or maybe you picked up an animal at one of the pet stores back in the day. Or maybe you just got into it as an adult and it evolved from there. But whatever started it, the animals brought us joy. And I want to be able to see everyone still feel that joy. And that's the thing that, like, where I started at 9 o'clock in the morning, feeling so down on myself, by 9:30, I walked into the reptile room. I opened up some of the enclosures. I held some of my animals, and you know what? Felt 100 times better. But it took that interaction, and it took stepping away from the negativity to get there. There's nothing that I can really say that's going to change what the community does. Because people are going to say whatever they're going to say online. So instead, I kind of want to speak to the individual person, the like 20 of you that will probably see this video. It is okay if you're seeing all that negativity pointed at you and it's really hurting you to just delete those comments. It's okay to just move on. Like, that's probably someone you're never going to run into in your real life. That's probably someone that's never going to matter in your real life. Go in, hang out with your animals, touch some grass, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself the same way you would take care of your animals. Meet your basic needs. We spend so much time on animal care. Do a little bit of human care as well. It's okay. You're worth it. For anyone that made it this far in the video, I love y'all. My name's Stacy. This is Midgard Morphs, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.